These are my major topics. First, what is the CAP standard? Imagine this breaking news. A flood is coming. Lives are at stake. People need to be warned. They need to know the key facts for this emergency. What is the emergency? Where is the affected area? How soon do we need to act? How bad will it be? How certain are the experts? What should we do? CAP is the international standard for communicating those key facts for all types of hazards and across all kinds of media. Picture CAP as a standard business form in paper on a clipboard. Everyone involved in the emergency should have at least the key facts communicated by a CAP alert. A CAP alert is like a traditional news article, but the key facts are given in separate elements, and many of those elements give actual data rather than just plain text. The data in CAP are coded values essential for automated processing, routing, translation, and much more. The text and data of a CAP message are given in XML format, which you see in this example. Here, the sender name is National Weather Service, Sacramento, California. The headline is Severe Thunderstorm Warning. The description says, this storm has hail, intense rain, and strong damaging winds. And the instruction says, take cover in a substantial shelter until the storm passes. Notice the alerting area. For human readers, the area is described in text, but for automated processing, the area is also given as data, the latitude, longitude boundary of a polygon. CAP, ITU recommendation X.1303, standardizes key facts about any kind of emergency. CAP is designed for dissemination over all kinds of media or communication channels. Alerting authorities embrace CAP because they want their alerts to reach everyone in the alerting area. Now, one factor affecting dissemination is the transition from mass media to online media. Much of today's public alerting is based on mass media, such as broadcast radio and television. For many decades, these have been the essential ways to reach people in harm's way. Television stations insert crawl text, and radio stations insert an audio message. Yet this public-private collaboration required decades to implement and consumes huge ongoing investments in specialized technology. But this mass media alerting does nothing to reach users of online media. So online media users miss out on alerts carried only on mass media. Google has a solution. Leverage CAP to deliver alerts to people using Google tools. Here is Google showing the alert of a storm surge in St. John's, Newfoundland, Canada. We also see a tornado warning from the U.S. National Weather Service, and that's overriding web advertisements for users in the alerting area. Digital billboards carry CAP alerts in the United States as well. And that's a very smart advertising strategy. CAP alerts can be sent directly to in-vehicle navigation systems, Garmin, TomTom, leading car manufacturers worldwide. These alerts enable drivers to avoid the danger area. This is a mature technology embedded in millions of devices. In all these cases, the official emergency alerts are picked up from global-scale CAP alert hubs. So we see digital media companies using their own resources to help get warnings out. This is an amazing surge of innovation around emergency alerting, and it's happening because of the CAP standard. Traditionally, governments implemented a vast range of alerting systems, from local communities to entire nations. Societies everywhere have a patchwork of systems. These are often designed just for a particular emergency situation, communicating over a particular communications media. Without the CAP standard, it was impossible to achieve all hazards, all media public alerting on broad scales. CAP took emergency alerting beyond this crazy patchwork. With CAP, simple tools can be used to get emergency alerts to affected people, wherever they are, whatever they are doing. So I'd like to highlight certain benefits of CAP. CAP makes it quicker and easier to issue alerts. Alerting authorities without CAP issue alerts by making phone calls, sending faxes, sending emails, posting to web pages, posting to Facebook, Twitter, and so on. Those activities consume time, distracting from the mission of composing accurate and actionable alerts. With CAP, a single alert disseminates quickly over multiple alerting methods. And from the receiver perspective, CAP is the fastest way to get alerts from an alerting authority. And CAP is less error prone. In a complex emergency, information of many types must be assimilated from many sources over scales ranging from local to national or perhaps global, and alerts are a big part of that. Without CAP, this variety makes alerts difficult to get, use, and share because they're communicated in so many media and formats. With CAP alerts, information gathering and analysis is much easier. Use of CAP supports the emergency management function called shared situational awareness, or maintaining a common operating picture. Here we see CAP alerts being displayed on a map interface. Maps like this can help audiences understand complex or evolving emergencies. Trust in an alerting system is eroded when people miss out on alerts. And trust is also eroded when people get alerts that weren't intended for them. These happen often with systems based on plain text. With CAP, the alerting area is precisely defined with polygons or circles, in addition to that area description text. Now, many people in harm's way are underserved with current public alerting because they are blind or deaf, cognitively impaired, or they don't understand the language used in the alert. They can be better served by exploiting the data in the CAP alert as well as leveraging automated translation. Some types of hazard occur so suddenly that seconds mean the difference between timely, life-saving alerts and alerts that just arrive too late. Examples: earthquakes, tornadoes, tsunami, flash floods, volcanoes, landslides, of course, terrorism. CAP alerts can be posted immediately and then immediately disseminated, sometimes within seconds. Also, CAP alerts are digital, and that enables immediate action not only by people, but by devices such as sirens, highway signs, train controls, and other automated mechanisms that help save lives. Multiple alerting authorities get involved in a complex, extensive, or evolving emergency. Scientific and technical agencies are expert at characterizing a hazard threat, but not empowered to instruct people on actions such as evacuation. Their CAP alert might say, monitor local media for instructions for civic authorities. Now, civic authorities can instruct people on actions such as evacuation. Their CAP alert can quote the scientific and technical agency and then include instruction on actual evacuation route. When an emergency is complex or extensive, it's also common that there are nested or overlapping jurisdictions. Use of CAP by all alerting authorities as the emergency unfolds helps ensure that the key facts are communicated coherently. I can show some examples of CAP-enabled alerting systems that I know about personally. Of course, it's only a tiny proportion of CAP systems worldwide. My opening slide showed a flood emergency. Here we see CAP used in the International Flash Flood Guidance System. The United States Integrated Public Alert and Warning System is a CAP Alert Hub. It aggregates CAP alerts from more than 1,600 federal, state, local, tribal, and territorial alerting authorities. With so many CAP sources available, it's essential to offer this consolidated CAP newsfeed at national scale. And the IPAWS feed can be aggregated by global scale CAP alert hubs. Here's India's CAP-based Integrated Disaster Early Warning Platform used by disaster management authorities. Aggregation proceeds from the village and city level through the district and state level and up to the national level. All mobile network operators, as well as All India Radio, are integrated. Support for English, Hindi, Malayalam, and Tamil allows 65% of the population to get alerts in their regional language. And here's China's CAP-enabled alerting, which gets warnings from different agencies and releases them to the public over television, radio, mobile, and internet, among others. It includes 1 national, 31 provincial, 343 municipal, and 2015 county centers. China's CAP newsfeed is integrated into global scale CAP alert hubs as well. Let me conclude this sampling with CAP uptake globally. Today, about 90% of the world's population lives in a country with at least one national CAP newsfeed operating or in testing. Those show as green and yellow on this map. The countries in gray haven't even begun to implement CAP as far as I know. A large percentage of these are developing countries, and sadly, those are countries where people are especially vulnerable to disasters. Recognizing this CAP implementation gap, international organizations, international NGOs, and international companies involved in emergency alerting are urged to endorse the call to action on emergency alerting, to scale up efforts to ensure that by 2025, all countries have the capability for effective, authoritative emergency alerting that leverages CAP. Here are the logos from the 20 endorsements so far. This call to action goal is actually very achievable, especially because it's pretty easy for countries to implement CAP at no cost and with nothing to install. Here's the link for a CAP publishing tool called CAP Editor. This free tool is operational in 40 countries and initialized for 360 alerting authorities across 200 countries and 28 languages, and more can be added easily. As a cloud-based service, this is a very easy way to implement CAP. Anyone can try out the CAP Editor tool as a guest, although to actually publish alerts, the alerting authority has to assign persons to their password-protected roles. Many commercial companies have remarkable CAP services. Google Public Alerts brings users relevant emergency alerts through everyday services like Google Search, Google Maps, Android push notifications. AccuWeather has integrated publicly available warnings, and AccuWeather apps and partner apps reach 1.5 billion people globally. The Weather Company distributes meteorological alerts and forecasts, powering over 2 billion global mobile devices. Meteo Blue offers similar services. Windy.com presents CAP alerts as a service. The IBM Intelligent Operations Center for Emergency Management supports CAP. So does Microsoft CityNext, and those CAP alerts are used by security services like Pinkerton's Global Risk Group. Now, there's more to say about CAP Alert Hubs. CAP Alert Hub makes it easy to get alerts from multiple sources at a single location. This is really important because there are already many thousands of CAP alert feeds. The Alert Hub aggregates CAP feeds published by alerting authorities and republishes those alerts almost as soon as they were published. It's important to emphasize the CAP Alert Hub provides only a copy of the alert. It does not have the role of an alerting authority. You can think of a CAP Alert Hub as a publisher rather than an originator or an editor. Meteo Alarm System is a CAP Alert Hub operated on behalf of 37 European national weather services. Because it publishes a CAP feed specific to each nation, Meteo Alarm is useful for each nation's needs as well as serving the European scale need. The Meteo Alarm national CAP feeds are aggregated by global scale CAP Alert Hubs as well. Here's one of those global scale CAP Alert Hubs. International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies, IFRC, offers this as a free source of published CAP alerts. IFRC Alert Hub leverages these emergency alerts for all manner of emergency preparedness and response activities at all scales, city, country, global. Expected consumers of IFRC Alert Hub include the Red Cross and Red Crescent national societies, news organizations, telecommunications providers, international and national emergency managers, and disaster relief organizations, among many others. The WMO Alert Hub is another CAP Alert Hub at global scale. It now aggregates emergency alerts from 180 CAP alert feeds published by 117 countries or territories and other sources. The link shows those currently active. WMO Alert Hub is also a core component of WMO's Global Multi-Hazard Alert System, or GMAS. On March 23rd, 2022, the UN Secretary General called for an action plan, quote, to ensure every person on Earth is protected by early warning systems within 5 years, end quote. WMO is leading development of the action plan. WMO will present that action plan at the Climate Change Conference of the Parties this November in Egypt, known as COP27. That action plan will build on the world's CAP-enabled emergency warning systems, as you've just seen in this presentation. This concludes my presentation, and here are links to some CAP videos. Feel free to contact me about anything related to